Get down there, Lonnie. Okay, we are live there. Okay, I'm going to record. Oh, you can see my gray. Hold on. Okay. You can see my gray. Okay. All right. No baby shark. All right, guys. I want to welcome everybody to another Sunday Empowerment Call. It's your girl, Than here, the founder and creator of All Things Superwoman, and that includes this right here, Superwoman Around the Globe University, aka Swagu, where we empower women over 40. So we have two special guests tonight. One of them is baby Lonnie, because she's supposed to be pushing the stroller, but she didn't want to be pushed. And we got our guest, Nika Arnold Scott. I'm so happy she's here. She is the founder and creator of the Wifey Rehab. And so before I introduce her, we're going to go and start in prayer as we always do. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for allowing us to see this 8th month, God, and the second Sunday in this 8th month. We ask, Lord, that you continue to guide us and especially, Lord, protect everybody that watches this call and that watches this live and the replay, God. We pray for our health, God, and our strength. Keep us safe from all hurt, harm, danger, seen and unseen, God, and give Nika the wisdom and nuggets to drop on tonight's call that it may help somebody in their life. These are other blessings we ask in your most holy name we pray. Amen. Amen. So we're not gonna so again, we have Miss get these folks in. We have Miss Nika Arnold Scott, the Jeremy's wifey and the founder of the Wifey Rehab, and we thank her for coming on today to drop us some nuggets. She's also the founder of Fearless Friday on the Clubhouse. So join us on Fridays at 8:30 p.m. on Fridays on the Clubhouse. On the Clubhouse. But go ahead, Nika, you can introduce yourself and you can go and get started.
Yes, thank you. And that's 8:30 a.m., honey. If you tune in on 8:30,
sorry, y'all.
I am somewhere else doing something else. Okay. So first of all, I just want to say thank you so much, Darren, for having me on tonight. You know, empowerment, women empowerment more specifically is my jam, is what I love to do. So thank you for doing this. Thank you for hosting this for ladies to just empower them and bringing other speakers on to share your platform. So I just definitely wanted to say thank you for that. So I am Nika Arnold Scott. I am a wifey life coach. I'm a speaker. I'm an author. I'm a down-to-earth chick. I'm a girl raised in the South, ATL to be more specific. I love empowering women. I love empowering wives. Wives are very near and dear to my heart. I've been doing that for 10 plus years now. I just launched another part of my business called Pink Iron. And so Pink Iron and Pink Iron Collective is a group that hosts small business events, networking events. So I organize events for people. I organize networking events for small business owners as well here in the ATL. So that's a little bit about me and what I do. Pretty much, I'm just very down to earth. I'm a foodie, so I love food. I love chatting. I love wine, all of that good stuff. So if you're into that, then you are my tribe. You are my sister friend, okay? Because that's definitely something that I love to do. And Theron also mentioned that I host a Fearless Friday on Clubhouse. If you're not on Clubhouse, you should be on Clubhouse. So every Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do something called Fearless Friday. And so Fearless Friday is just where we all come on to discuss our fears and our triumphs, encourage each other, and all of that good jazz. But we do that, like I said, by way of Clubhouse. So if you don't know what Clubhouse is a new audio social app. So it's much like Facebook, except you don't see anybody's, face except for their little icon. You can have conversations. So it's just kind of like, it's more like podcasting. So it's more like podcasting, except you get to participate in the conversation on Clubhouse. So that's kind of what Clubhouse is. So when she mentioned tonight that she wanted me to talk about fearless living, I was so excited because, like I said, I host the Friday morning talk about living fearlessly and what that looks like. So for me, I started the Fearless Friday. One morning, I was just in my bed, just right before I got up to get ready to start my day. I love listening to empowerment videos, empowerment podcasts, all of that good stuff. So this particular morning, that's exactly what I was doing. And I just heard like fearless living. Like, what does that look like? So I jumped on Clubhouse. Clubhouse was very new to me at the time. So I jumped on Clubhouse and I was like, oh man, I'm going to do a Fearless Friday, right? Unbeknownst to me that it really caught and really became a thing. The ladies that showed up were like, we should do this every Friday. Every Friday was not my intent. I just wanted to do it that Friday and just get whatever was on my chest that day off of my chest. And that was it. But we really enjoyed the conversation because a lot of times we are not talking about our fears, talking about what we're afraid of, how we're doing things afraid, how we're still taking action, in whatever it is that we want to do. And we don't know what the outcome is going to be, right? So living fearlessly is feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Taking action on those dreams, opening that business, starting that podcast, joining that group, whatever it is, going on a solo date and, not feeling like you're going to be looking crazy or fearing that you're not going to have a good time or you're not going to, know how to interact with yourself. So that's kind of what Fearless Friday was all about. And it was therapeutic for me because I got to share some things that I was fearing, maybe that week or even that day or what have you with another group of ladies that's like, oh man, you know what? Just last week or just yesterday, I was just gripped with fear and I was just so afraid to do this, that, thus, and so, right? It's something so empowering when women come together, women specifically, when we come together and we can be transparent and authentic about what we're going through, right? Even if it's not the popular thing, but it's just something so transformative about verbalizing where you are in your walk, right? So I want to talk to you ladies tonight about fearless living and what that looks like. That looks like taking the fear, looking at it head on and say, okay, why am I afraid of this? And really dissecting, you know what I mean? Dissecting it out. What am I afraid of? Am I more afraid of success or am I afraid of failure? Or am I afraid of just looking like I don't know what I'm doing or looking like I'm all over the place? Identify exactly what it is. Right. Because a lot of times, girl, I'm so nervous. I'm scared to do that. I won't be able to do that. It's not going to work for me, or any of those things that we kind of play mentally to ourselves. It's feeling the fear, looking at it, being uncertain of how it's going to work out, but being determined at the same time to see it through. And that's what fearless living is. It's feeling the fear and doing the thing anyway. I'll give you a prime live example. So last month, for the first time, I organized a Women in Business Expo here in Atlanta. Now, I had never done that before, had done, events before on a smaller scale to me. So I was very comfortable with doing events on a smaller scale, right? And charging a very minimal fee for attendees to attend this event, right? Whatever event I'm putting on. Now, the expo was very different because now we're talking about women in business, people, that are doing it for their last name, right? They're building a business, right? This isn't just an event that's just social, casual, or anything like that. So we know that when people that are in business set up at events, they set up to do what? Make money, right? They don't want to pay this, ridiculous fee, come in, set up, and they don't make any money, right? So for me, this was my first time. This is my first time doing it. I had so many fears surrounding just organizing this thing, not just organizing it, but facilitating it, right? And I had never done it before on this scale. To me, it was a grander scale than what I had done in the past. Will people come? Will the vendors believe in the event and me enough to make that investment, right? Will the people actually show up? Because we're still in COVID. Are people going to be coming out? Are people going to want to come out and spend money? And, all of these things. Will it be a success? Right? So I was fearing that I would fail these women in business, right? That no one would show up, that they would not make any money, and I'm looking like a joke, right? However, I had to have the conversation with myself and say, but what if they do? But what if it's a success, Nika? What if people do come out and support these vendors? What if they have a great time? What if your vendors' spaces sell out? You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to have that conversation with myself. What if it's successful? You know what I mean? And so anything in life that's worth having and that we really want to do, I really have a heart to work with women, to empower them, to impact their lives in a positive way. And for me, sometimes it's a heavy weight to carry because I don't want to fail them, right? I have that fear of failing them all the time, right? So what I have to do is focus on the outcome, not on my shortcomings, not on the what if it doesn't, right? I have to intentionally set my mind and set my focus on the success of whatever I'm putting my hands to. Because the truth of the matter is, fear doesn't go away. Like, there's no immunity that you can develop where you won't feel fear, where you won't feel uncertain of the outcome or whatever it is that you're putting your hands to do. That just doesn't happen. So it's like, how do I learn to live with this, process it, and still take action anyway? What does that look like? How do I do that? Right? And you do that by setting your intention, setting your focus, and then speaking what you want to see. Right? That's very important. So I had to sit down with myself, right? And I had to write out what I wanted this thing to look like. And then I had to envision it working out the way I saw it in my mind. And then I had to begin to say what I wanted to see, right? Even before the vendor started to show up, I had to visualize it in my own mind first. Was I still afraid? Absolutely. Up until the day of the event, I was a basket case inside, okay? I was a basket case inside. However, I kept telling myself, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing, right? Everything is going to work out fine. And even the little hiccups that happened, even leading up to the event, I was so focused on everything working out that it was like, okay, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know that Murphy's Law said what can go wrong will go wrong. So I already went in with that mindset. So it didn't completely throw me off when little things started happening. But at the end of the day, I had settled within myself and in my mind that it was going to work out. And I focused my energy there. I didn't focus my energy on anything else other than the success of this event. Right? And so, Nika, okay, I'm not putting on an event. Okay, I'm not, having vendors or any of that. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not putting on an event. 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 I'm not putting on an event But guess what? The principle is the same. You can still apply the same process that I just gave you about this event to whatever it is that's going on in your life. Whether you are starting a business, whether you are looking for a career change, or you're trying to climb, the career ladder, or it's parenting, or it's in your marriage, whatever it is, you can apply the same basic steps that I just gave you. One, you're going to look at that fear head on. Why is this a fear? What is it about this that's making me feel fearful? Like, you got to get real with you. You got to have those real conversations. Like, okay, what is this? What's up? Why am I feeling this way? Right? And then you have to sit down. What do I want the outcome of this situation to be? And you write it out. You can bullet it. You can journal it out, however you work that, right? So you want to do that. The second thing you want to do is take a minute to visualize what you want it to see, what you want to see. Visualize, take a minute, sit down and actually close your eyes, walk through that thing. If it's the office, walk through that office, see yourself handing over, your proposal or whatever it is. Take a minute, right? To visualize whatever it is that you're working towards, whatever it is, visualize. And then you want to speak to that thing, right? You want to speak to it. You want to only say what you want to see. That's it. You only want to say what you want to see. Anything else is a distraction. Anything else is negativity. Only what you want to see. And it's also important to have people around you that agree with what you want to see. Okay? That's crucial. I should have put that as number one. That's crucial. You have to have people around you that want to see the same thing you want to see, so that they can agree with you, so that they can agree with your vision, right? So when we do these simple things, it really doesn't matter what you're facing. The process is the same. The technique is the same. It's the same, right? So when we understand that, then we say, okay, yeah, I'm feeling fearful right now, but I'm going to process this thing one layer at a time. What is it? Why am I feeling this way? What is it about what I'm doing? What is it about myself? You know what I'm saying? That's making me feel this way. And you want to make sure, like I said, you have the right people around you that agree with what you want to see. Crucial. You can't skip that part. Okay. Then you want to take a moment and you want to document or write out what it is that you want to see. You want to write it out. And then after that, you want to take a moment to visualize that thing coming to fruition, just like you documented it, or just like you see it in your mind. And take a minute and sit with that, right? And then after that, you want to speak to that thing. You want to speak life into it. You want to speak encouragement into it. You want to speak positivity into it. And guess what? Like I said, you can apply this to whatever situation you're going through. It all boils down to mindset. Fear cripples people when they refuse to process it, when they refuse to look at it head on. It cripples them because they want to act as if it doesn't exist. They want to act as if nothing's wrong. They want to act as if they have it all together, right? And they don't have practical steps in processing it. People want to say, affirmations are so important. I do my affirmations, but affirmations that are not connected to emotions and actions don't work. They're just words. So you have to do them all, right? You have to meditate on what you want to see, visualize what you want to see. then you have to speak to that thing. Meditation plus journaling plus action and emotions. All of those things go together. And this is a shameless plug. During COVID, the first, when everything first hit in 2020, I really had a tough time with anxiety. I was so anxious, like on a daily basis. So I almost felt my heart palpitating, like it was going to beat out of my chest. So I'm a big journaler. Like I'm a writer downer. I don't know if that's a term, but that's what I say. I love to write everything down. I document everything. Okay. So I had to go back to those things, right? I had to go back to meditating. I had to go back to journaling. I had to go back to affirmations. And I really beefed it up during that time because I was having such a challenge with just coping with COVID. So I figured that there may be other women that are going through the same thing that I was going through at the time. So I created a meditate plus journal guide. It's on my site. So if you go to thewifeyrehab.com and go to rehab tools, you'll see it there. And that really helped me to process, digress, you know what I'm saying? And really lift myself up out of that, right? And so all I'm trying to tell you, ladies, is when you have the tools, when you have the appropriate tools to get you through whatever it is that you're going through, you can always win. You can always win if you have the tools necessary for the situation that you're going through, right? And sometimes you can always, I don't want to say switch out, but you can always alter the tools. For example, if you're hanging a picture, so if you're doing renovation or whatever, you may need some tape, some nails, a hammer, a glue gun, right? But if you're painting this particular room, you don't need the glue gun. You don't need the tape, right? You need the roller, okay? So when you go into the next room, you're hanging pictures. You don't need the roller. You don't need the glue gun, right? You need the hammer, the nails. I hope this is making sense. The moral of the story is the more tools you have in your toolbox, you can determine based on the situation what tools you need. But you need tools to win. You need tools to be able to complete whatever task it is that you have at hand. You need tools. So I just gave you some. If you, like I said, if you would like that, that tool that I just talked about, the Meditate Plus Journal Guide, is on my website. You can get it there. And affirmations and all of that good jazz, right? You have to make sure, ladies, that you have the tools that you need. It's not enough just to journal it and write it down. Yes, it does make us feel better, but what actions are you going to take after that? Because that's important. Affirmations plus action. Meditation plus action, journaling plus action. You can't skip. You can't leave something out. You cannot leave out any ingredients, okay? Because something that you need, something that's in your toolbox that you need is going to be vital for the task at hand. So that's what I wanted to say to you ladies tonight, that it's important for you to have the tools that you need in fearless living, right? And living fearlessly and doing it afraid and all of those things, right? You have to make sure that you are using the tools that have been made available to you. So that's my little spiel for tonight. If you guys have any questions, I'm here to answer any questions that you may have or any feedback or anything like that. I'm going to turn it back over to Ms. Theron. Thank you again so much for having me tonight. I hope that you ladies have gotten something out of what I said. I hope I've dropped some nuggets for you tonight.
Yes, even for me though, because when you talk about the expo, my expo is next month. So I'm like, I had those feelings right now because we are end, like I said, the pandemic part is going, it was okay. Then it's like, it's going up, and so I had wrote down, for me, the main focus that came out from what you're saying to me was, to focus on the outcome, focus on what you, and I know this, but it's just hearing it again, like focus on the outcome and the intentions, and only speak what you want to see. Sometimes you just need that confirmation, even though you may have heard it before. Sometimes you need to hear it again. Sometimes you just need to hear it again, like to just only speak what you want to see, or just continue to speak it until you see it. It may not come the next day or something like that, but just continue, because when you place that order to God, ask and it shall be given. So yeah, is there anybody else that had any comments?
That's
Make sure it's all right.
100% there.
Yeah.
100%. And in addition to that, be ready to receive. A lot of times we ask, know that it's going to be given, but we're not preparing our hearts, minds, whatever situation to receive. So ask and it shall be given, but be ready to receive as well.
Yes. Let me check, see if you have any comments on the in the group. Hold on.
Good evening. Hey, everyone.
Hey, Miss Lisa.
I just
Good
want to say
evening.
thank you for your message. It was very powerful and very impactful. So I was really inspired by that. So thank you so much for it.
My pleasure. Thank you for joining tonight.
Yeah, this was an on time word, because sometimes we do get discouraged, and I had to tell myself, like, Theron, like, what are you doing? Why aren't you doing it? Like, what are you, like, I had to tell myself earlier today, because I know some things that need to be done on the back end for, like, the emails and stuff like that. I'm like, I had time, but why aren't you doing it? Why are you wasting, not really wasting time, you can never waste time, but why are you doing something else when you know you need to be doing this? What are you afraid of happening? I had to ask myself that today. So this is a confirmation and reminder.
100%. Yeah, 100%. And the other part of that is, ladies, we cannot be afraid to ask for help. I know that we feel like, but nobody's going to do it like me. But if something happens to you, then guess what? It still has to get done. So someone is going to step up. So don't be afraid, to welcome help, right? Or reach out to individuals, that can see the mission to completion too. I had to learn that, right? Because I am a do-it-yourself type of chick, right? Because I don't like to depend on anybody to do anything. I've had people that say they were going to do something and they didn't do it. Then I had to end up doing it. And then I was stressed, all of those things, right? But I also had to learn how to check the people around me. Right? That's what we have to do. We have to do an evaluation of our circle. If you don't have anyone in your circle that you can trust with a piece of your vision, you may want to reconsider your circle, because your circle should be able to support you and vice versa, right? So when you look around, if there's no one that you can allocate to do a task and know with assurance that they will do the task just as excellent as you, because they're doing it for you. So it's almost like, okay, I'm doing this for Theron, so I have to do this in excellence because I want to represent her well. Like, what matters to you has to matter just as much to them. And if you have people in your circle that you cannot fall on like that, I highly suggest that you reevaluate your circle.
But I was going to ask you that. Well, ask this in general too, because some people, I was like, you talked about having the right people around you. Well, how do you get the right people around you? Because I know that some people, they don't have, they hang around the same folks and with negative people or whatever, so they're getting some results. What suggestions do you have for someone to help them find the right people?
Well, number one, networking. I'm a big networker, right? Like that's what I do. Like, I network with people. If I see somebody on social media and I like what they do, I can feel a connection, a vibe or whatever, like, I reach out to them. It's social media. Because if they were in a room with me, I would do the same thing, right? And that's those fears. Like I fear approaching people because I don't want to be rejected. I don't want to be looked at as weird. Like, why are you talking to me? Like, I don't even know you. You know what I'm saying? But remember, I said you have to keep your end goal in mind. And my goal is to connect with other women that are doing things that I desire to do, that I have a passion to do, that we can possibly collaborate on something with. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my intention when I'm networking, right? And so that's what I look for. And that's how you do that. And you build a relationship. You know what I mean? You build the relationship from there. And you just vet the person. Like, everybody shouldn't have that type of access to you. You know what I mean? Like, you vet the person. You guys have conversations. You know what I mean? And that way you can kind of get a feel for who they are. Watch them on social media. That's the thing about social media. People post everything about their life on social media. So if you want to get to know that person, you can kind of sit in the background and watch their interaction. Watch what they post. Watch how they respond. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how you meet people. And then you say, hey, girl, I love what you're doing. How can I support you? Right? You want to come to the table with your hand open.
Serving, right?
Serving, right? With your hand open, right? Not with a cup. How can you fill me up? Not that. But how can I serve you? How can I help? What can I do? Right? And they'll tell you, you know what I mean? Or, oh, girl, nothing, but thank you so much. Like, that goes a long way. Right? And then you can have that conversation. Okay, listen, I don't know what you're doing October 9th, but I'm putting together this event. Right? And I was wondering if you could help me buy XYZ. Get the ask out there. You know what I'm saying? Get it out there. And you will be surprised at the response that you get. Some people are looking for people that they can serve, because everybody wants to feel like they belong. Everybody wants to serve some type of purpose, right? And when you give them that opportunity, you'll be surprised. Like, the biggest support that I've gotten has not been from people that I've known for years. It just hasn't. You know what I'm saying? That's the reality of it. So that's why I can say that, like, it's inarguable. Like, no, you're not going to get that caliber and level of support from those that you have been known, because they already look at you a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? So that's what I would say. Network, reach out. Like, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Join groups and actually participate and be active, you know, and be willing to meet people. You know what I'm saying? In an unorthodox way. This is unorthodox. We're used to going somewhere and meeting people. A lot of women that are a part of my wifey society, I either met on Facebook or I met via Clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? So, and I've met some phenomenal women, and I've gotten some phenomenal support from those women as well.
Yeah. Okay. So y'all hear that networking, because I do network, and I network for, I'm a people's person anyway, so I do network for a purpose too. You know, just to see what's going on out there, because I do know when you first start a business, when you first start to do different things in your area, how you don't get that support. Like, I have a friend, a mutual friend I met on Facebook. I've been at her event, and then she's putting one on in October. She asked, "Hey, anybody want to help plan?" Crickets. And so, of course, it's in October, so it's after my event. So I said I'll help plan, because that's what I like to do. And she's like, I was like, well, I said, when we happen to meet with everybody else. She's like, you're the only one that said you were interested. I said, oh, okay then. But people don't support, or they want to go to stuff, but they don't want to help put it on. You know, so they want to do stuff, they want to go to stuff, but it seems like people don't want to help put the thing on.
No, it's because it's a lot of work, and oftentimes people, they want to enjoy. They don't want to put the labor in. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you have to have like-minded people, right? Because you're going to have that. You're going to have some people that just want to, I'll just lay back, you know, that are in the background. and then you have those that are foot runners, they're ready, they're purpose partners, like they're ready to do it. You know what I mean? So you have to identify those people and not, feel some kind of way for those that like, I don't want to help put it on. Like, I don't want to do no work. I just want to show up. You know what I mean?
Mhm. You muted.
No, I was just saying,
Like,
you
yeah.
know, yeah.
Before we go, tell everybody how they can find you or join your group.
Yes. So you can find me on Facebook, Nika Arnold Scott. My wifey rehab group, the Wifey Society, is on Facebook as well. You can either go to thewifeysociety.com or you can search it in Facebook, just the Wifey Society, WIFEY. You can also follow the Wifey Rehab on Instagram. What else? My website is thewifeyrehab.com. I have resources there. I have free downloads as well over there. So yeah, so I'm everywhere. If you're on TikTok, it's the Wifey Rehab. The Wifey Rehab on TikTok. I don't do much over there, but sparingly. So if you're over there, I'm on TikTok as well. So yeah, that's where you can find me. Yeah.
All right. Thank you again, Miss Nika, for tuning in. And I know the ladies got lots of value. For those that listen to the replay, thank you for listening to the replay. And you got her information if you want to connect with Miss Nika Arnold Scott. All right, y'all. Next Sunday is the 22nd. Next Sunday is the 22nd, and it's my son's birthday. So I still will be coming on. Yeah, Jacob will be 16 years old. I'm close to being an empty nester, except for the grandbaby, but I'm close to being an empty nester. So next Sunday, I don't have the guest yet, but we have another special guest on next Sunday, same time, y'all. So I'll see y'all next Sunday. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Karen.
You're welcome. Stop streaming. All right, and stop live.